welcome to Dating Help 911, the only interactive dating advice television show in the world. I am dateologist Tracy Steinberg. Tonight, my guest is the lovely relationship expert and author Susan Winter of SusanWinter.net. Susan wrote a book called Older Women, Younger Men, and Susan has appeared on Oprah discussing it, although I know that she is so much more excited to be on Dating Help 911. Welcome, Susan.
Thank you, Tracy. Thank you very much. No, this is great. I'm glad to be here. Thank you.
So this is a live show. It is also a call-in show. So we want to hear from you. 212-245-7273. 212-245-7273. If at any point we talk about something, that you have a question, you have a comment, you have a thought, whatever it is, let's talk. All right, so Susan, before we even talk about your book and everything else, do you have a favorite tip to give our great viewers on how to make age-varied relationships, age-varied dating successful?
Okay. I'd throw out everything anybody ever told you and just start from scratch. Look at it like a completely new format. Don't come in with any restrictions. And that would mean, obviously, to come in with a sense of adventure. Come in wanting to learn and expand from your partner. Because of an age difference, you have, it's not just the older partner teaching the younger partner and the younger partner teaching. It's you know, you can learn a lot both ways. There's a wonderful symbiosis there. So worth and explore and expand what you like and what you love and learn as a vehicle, the relationship. Use it for what it's worth.
I agree with everything you just said.
Good.
And I would also add that it's important to focus on the fact that it is a relationship and it's not just the age varied. Don't just focus on the differences, focus on the what you have in common.
Right.
And to, like every relationship, be loving, be lovable, and you can make it work.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, so we cannot talk about age-varied relationships without talking about what's been in the news. Demi Moore and Ashton Kutcher.
Yeah. I remember when they were first dating, one of the very famous advice columnists said, "Oh, their relationship won't last as long as your pair of summer shoes." And I remember we were quoted on other channels saying, you know, you never know, they may just be in love. So 6 years, 7 years together, 6 years of marriage. You know, actually, Tracy, they say in dog years, Hollywood years are dog years, so times 7, they did a great job. Okay, people separate, things come apart. Infidelity is nothing new to any couple that has been married or living together.
Right.
So it has a time frame. They did a great job, and now they're parting.
Yeah. I do think it's pretty sad, though. I mean, because, she's gorgeous. Like, they were making it work, and then he goes and does that. Although I did hear that in Hollywood there are some rumors that they had an open relationship, but that he still violated it by having an open relationship on their anniversary.
You know, it could be anything. People simply grow at different rates. And we don't know if it's the same age partner or age varied. I mean, interests change if you think every moment of every day, we've got new input, we've got new things coming to us. So how in the world could we expect it to be the exact same place? If I know you 3 years from now, we won't be in the exact same place. So,
well, I hope to.
No, well, of course we will. We'll know each other, but maybe our interests are different, or the way we go about life, or our philosophy. So, you know, things happen. They gave it a shot. The important thing is that he did something quite novel. He chose to marry her as a young man that did not have to take on her family, her adult kids, and he chose to make it a very serious relationship, to make a commitment out of it. I respected him more. Everybody gave Demi so much credit, like, oh, she caught this young guy. I'm like, he didn't have to marry her. He did, you know, he stepped up to the plate and did a really good job. So I think the credit goes to him for being such a decent guy to step into these. You know, it's a very firm model. Marriage is pretty, you know, we know what the parameters are.
Yeah, but I don't think he's Mother Teresa. I think Demi Moore had her options.
I know, I think she's wonderful too. Don't get me wrong. I think she's absolutely wonderful. But I just thought it was a nice story, no matter how it ended.
Right. It is sad. But speaking of older, younger relationships, there are definitely different things that older people bring to the relationship and different things that younger people bring to the relationship. You want to talk about that a little bit?
Well, I actually, as the older person, I like to learn from my younger partner. Now, that may defy conventional thinking, but I didn't look at it like I'm the sage. I'm the person that has all the information. I wanted to learn about music I might not know, language I might not know, or just the open, curious aspect that a younger person will bring to a relationship that maybe I'd gotten set in my ways or jaded. And then a young person obviously can learn from the life experience, perhaps be aided in their day-to-day decisions, and just have a broader perspective because they've got a more relaxed partner that's been through it. I know with my younger partners, the crises over the little things that happen in life. You know, you're 20 years past that, so you're thinking, oh, get over it. But you're realizing it's very big for them because they're new at this. Yeah, so but there are benefits to both.
Right, so you have perspective.
You have perspective, exactly.
Right, and you have wisdom.
Oh, well, we hope so. Older doesn't mean wise, but we hope so.
So older people tend to have the wisdom, they tend to have the maturity, they also tend to have a few more dollars in their wallet.
Yeah, they've had
a little
some time
more
to get
power.
stabilized, right.
Right,
Yeah.
definitely. And younger people tend to have more energy, more openness.
Yeah,
What do
they
you
have
think?
absolutely. They have more of a sense of adventure. They handle life a little. Look, they haven't had time to get the baggage, so their load is a little bit lighter, right? And so then maybe they have a more open perspective. Although I have to tell you, I have known couples and interviewed couples where the woman was actually much more carefree, and the young man was really just kind of like the old fogey. So there are no hard and fast rules in this. Okay.
Right. I definitely agree. So what about the dating rules? Because there are dating rules.
You're the dateologist. You tell me, because I have no idea what's going on up there. I mean, if a man doesn't come and club me over the head, I don't even know that he's interested. It has to be.
We're not encouraging men to club Susan over the head.
Do not. No, but I mean, we used to ask each other, girls that I know, okay, these are women that are savvy. Okay, they're savvy in every aspect of life. We used to say, is this a date? Because we didn't know. A guy would ask us out to coffee. He'd be asking us questions. We're like, did we have a date with this guy? We don't know. So I would like very clear dating rules. I would like to know if you're interested in me.
Okay.
Give me some sign.
Okay.
You know, because guys are kind of unclear now. They don't know how to approach a woman and be, I think, generically warm. That's nice. Don't put us on the spot. Like we have to make a decision in 2 seconds whether we want to get with you or not. But at least, approach us in a way so that we might know what your intention is, at least what direction it's going in. I mean, what's your advice on that?
My advice is to make the relationship what you want it to be. To
Well,
be the
absolutely.
leader. To be the leader.
Oh, is it the woman? The man, whomever.
Whoever. I mean, there are different ways of doing it. There are different ways of leading as a woman and as a man.
Okay.
But if you want to make a relationship romantic, I think that there are great things that each person can do to turn it into what you want it to be.
Do tell.
Well,
Listen,
I
listen,
think-
you guys
all
out
right.
there that don't know how to do this. We don't know whether we're on a coffee date or not.
Well, I think if you don't know whether you're on a coffee date or not, the best thing to do is to decide, do you want it to be a coffee date or not? And
So you change it according.
You change the dynamic. So you can bring. So as a woman, you can bring a little bit of flirtiness. You can bring a little bit of fun. You can bring some compliments and see what happens. But this is life. Make it what you want it to be.
I need to schedule a date with you, Tracy, because I'm not sure I'm doing my flirting. I think I've gotten lazy.
Come to one of the flirting parties.
I know. I'm not so good at flirting. I know. Yeah. Okay. That's great.
Yeah. Make it what you want it to be.
Okay.
All right. So, but you also talked though about the gigolo syndrome. So maybe you can talk
hello,
about that.
men. Okay, now you know that it's okay to date an older woman and or fall in love with her and get married to her. Now, that does not mean that every older woman is going to pay your way. There has been, I recently wrote one of my blogs are more like articles, but I wrote something called
SusanWinter.net?
Yeah, on SusanWinter.net. I wrote Gigolo Alert because, I mean, not just for myself, most any mature woman over the age of 35 will nowadays, you'll find yourself approached by a young guy, hey, and you're very clear on what he wants. Hey, you want to take me out and you want to go out? And then it's like, where do you want to take me? I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm taking you out. In this way, I believe that, I might do very novel and modern relationships, but Tracy, when it comes to the courting aspect, this is where I enjoy being a woman. Because oftentimes men, when they're in partnership, the job has been done, they've captured you, and there's not a lot of courting left. This is what we hear in marriage. Not your marriage, but we hear it in marriage, okay? But I like to be courted, and I like the man to be proactive. I like to have him show me what he has to offer. The man is supposed to be inducing the woman. I like that, but that's my style. Now, I have a girlfriend who proactively lets men know through her flirting that she wants them. And she is very specific on who she wants, and they adore her. Everything works.
Men want to make us happy.
Yeah, they do.
That's the secret. Men want to make us happy. So if in a very flirty, fun way, you tell them exactly what will make you the happiest, They like it.
Yeah. So then again, it is communication no matter what you want.
It's communication while expressing appreciation and fun and happiness, and just that's very attractive.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah, so go for it.
Yeah.
I say express what you want in the way that's the most attractive. And we have our first call.
Oh, okay.
Hi, caller. How can we help you?
Hello?
Hi.
Yes, I'd like to, oh, yes. I'm sorry, let me turn my TV on.
Do you have a question?
No, I just had a comment.
Yes? Okay.
Okay.
What are your comments?
Okay, I just like to say, in dating,
Yes?
9 to 1 right now. And
I'm
I think it's very good for women to be more proactive in dating.
Okay, you want women to be more proactive in dating.
And
Okay,
what-
I'm a lazy dater. Tracy will help you.
1 second.
with
What
this.
exactly do you mean by proactive in dating? Did we lose you?
A lot of times women will get the eye or they will ignore him. And they will ignore him for various reasons.
Okay.
Instead of trying to be more greeting,
Okay. Thank
and
you.
smile or to talk more, communication.
Okay, well, thank you for your call. Okay, so it sounds like the question that I'm sorry, let me start over. It sounds like our caller wants women to be more proactive, wants women to smile more.
To be more demonstrative,
To be more
perhaps to be
demonstrative.
very clear that it's open to approach.
Right.
Correct?
Right. And I agree with that. And I think the best thing to do for a woman to do is, if she wants to be approached, is to express that she wants to be approached. If there's a woman who isn't necessarily expressing that she wants to be approached, I say, find another woman.
One thing I know that walk across the barroom is a very long, intense walk for a man. Many times I've been someplace and somebody's asked me if I want to drink or want to go out now, but I thank them so much for having the courage to
Great.
come over.
And there's even more that
Yeah.
you can do. But
Okay.
hold on. Let's see who this is. Hi, caller. How can we help you?
Hi, I'm 32 and I love older women. Where's the best place to meet them?
That's a great question. Thanks so much. Okay, so our caller said he is a 32-year-old man who loves older women. Where's the best place to meet him? Susan, you want to take this?
Any place you go. You know what I especially say? Look in the grocery store, look in the drugstore. The lady who's walking her dog on the street doesn't have to be a bar or anything like that. In your local gym, just say hello to her and say something very nice to her. You know, like, I don't know, your smile is just really nice and it makes me feel good and warm, and my name's John. Take it out of the traditional setting and keep your eyes open. I've known lots of people that have married their partner that they met in the drugstore.
Yeah.
Anywhere.
I absolutely agree. And I think that those rules apply regardless of whether it's older woman, younger man, or not. I think it's really great to just be approachable. And that even ties in with our caller earlier who said
Exactly.
that women aren't approachable.
Yeah.
And for you to be approachable and to be smiling and to be noticing people around you, and if you see someone attractive, to give them the sexy eye.
Yeah. Show me what's the come on, Tracy, show your stuff. What's the sexy eye?
The sexy eye.
Ah.
Okay, this is the sexy eye. First I'll describe it, then I'm going to give it to Susan.
Okay.
Then we'll really get callers. The sexy eye is basically where you're looking around, and then you notice someone. And you kind of are telling them, like, I notice you and I like what I see.
And how long do you hold the gaze?
Until it's uncomfortable.
Oh, I need one of your classes. I know. Oh, I'm a lazy person. I know.
Until you have communicated, I notice you and I like what I see, and the other person picks up that message, and that is a great way to entice a man to cross the room and buy you a drink. But I think we have another call. Hi, caller. How can we help you?
Yes, a question. If I'm looking at a woman and I want to get a date, and she takes her hand and moves her hair back and starts playing with her hair, does that mean she's interested?
That's a great question. Thank you so much for calling. So the question was, if he asks a woman out for a date and she starts playing with her hair and moves it back, is that an invitation? I think nonverbal body language is one of those things that you can't really answer intellectually. You kind of have to feel it. And so I think that there are ways to communicate that you're feeling kind of sexy, and then there are ways to not communicate that you're feeling sexy. So I don't think that if someone touches their hair per se is necessarily a good thing, but I certainly think it can be, and it depends how she's doing it. If she's doing it in a fun, flirty way, or if she's just kind of like getting the hair out of her eyes. What do you think?
You'll know when you get her number. It's really clear. Now, when women play with their, okay, well, you've got more calls, but when women play with their hair, sometimes we're nervous, sometimes we're self-conscious.
Right.
I don't know that I'm feeling sexy when I play with my hair. I might be just generically anxious, but it depends on how she plays with her hair. If she's looking at you and doing like this, yes.
Exactly.
Yes. So it's
all right, we have another call. I think we have another call. Or did they hang up? Let's see.
No, there was a flicker.
No, they hung up.
Okay.
Maybe they'll call back.
Yeah.
All right, so to get back to what we were talking about earlier, so we were talking about codes of behavior for men.
Yeah.
I think now we will talk about it.
Okay. This, men, please call us and give me the answer to this. Who ever established the 2-day rule to wait 2 days before you call a woman back? What guy told you that, and why are men still doing it? I don't get it. The minute a man asks me for my number and has the courage to ask me, and if I find him agreeable, it would have happened in the conversation, I'll be glad to get it. I am so impressed when that man calls me within 15 minutes to 12 hours. And each
15 minutes.
Absolutely. I've met him and been passing, and I'm so impressed that he's unguarded and unedited. But if he calls me within certainly a day, I'm very impressed, because that means he's not following the code. He's listening to himself. He's an independent thinker. He couldn't care less what his guy friends are telling him. That means he won't be listening to them when they're advising him how he should be handling his dating with me, right? So I like a phone call the next day.
Okay.
That evening, yeah.
Okay. I think that there could be a lot of reasons why someone would wait or wouldn't wait. They could just be busy, though. But if someone's calling you 15 minutes later, then why'd they leave?
No, that was one situation.
Oh.
I was running to the gym, and I met somebody. I had a brief conversation, longer than I meant to. And as I'm continuing to the gym, this fellow called. And he was great, too. We had a wonderful relationship.
Maybe we'll find out.
Yeah,
maybe
yeah.
we'll find out the answer to the 2-day rule.
Okay.
Hi, caller. How can we help you?
Yes, hi. I have a question. I met a beautiful woman, went on a date. She's a lawyer.
Okay. Yes?
And she wanted to have sex on like the second night. I felt funny because I got scared. I mean, I should have wondered, but should I have been on my guard or what?
I'm sorry, what was the question? So you met this beautiful woman and she wanted to be intimate on the second date.
What should I have taken that message as if she wanted to have sex the second date?
How should you interpret that message? Is that what you're asking? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So the question was that he met this beautiful woman, she's a lawyer, and she wanted to be intimate on the second date, and he doesn't know how to interpret that. I think you should interpret it that she wants to be intimate on the second date.
I
think it can mean any. I mean, that's what it means.
I wouldn't discount it. I wouldn't categorize her as somebody that would be unworthy of you seeing a second time. And I wouldn't also discount that to mean anything negative or positive. We are all very, very confused nowadays as to when is the appropriate time.
I know the answer.
When I think when you're ready. When a woman is ready, when
Right.
she's completely ready.
But I think it's also when the relationship is ready.
Well, ideally that's correct too.
Yeah, I think that intimacy is best when physical intimacy matches the emotional intimacy.
Well, I 100% agree with that. But I do see that it's very modern out there, and people are accustomed to kind of putting the cart before the horse. And in doing so, it doesn't make them people that are uneligible for a relationship. It doesn't really discount them. I know many modern girls that are very comfortable with this.
Right.
And it doesn't mean that they can't love and don't want a committed relationship. I think wouldn't you tell this caller that he really has to go with his gut instinct and at least try again?
Yeah, I think if he's ready, then he should enjoy it, and I think if he's not ready, then he should wait and then see how that happens. But I was literally talking about this at Fox News today.
Really?
Yeah. The question was, the article was, is Hollywood killing monogamy? And talked about the hookup culture and like the movie Friends with Benefits. And so I said, you don't even have to read the article. Well, there's other interesting things in the article, but I'll give you a hint on what I said. I said two things. I said, first of all, a lot of the drama of a relationship happens in the beginning, you know, whether someone's hooking up or not, and all those pesky feelings getting in the way.
Yeah.
But then I also said that Hollywood's not killing monogamy because there are a lot of examples of couples on TV where monogamy is working. And then I said that Hollywood could never kill monogamy because eventually, I believe, and I don't know if you believe this, I don't think you do, that most people eventually want to grow old with someone.
I think I do believe that people are looking for intimacy. They're looking for a meaningful, loving connection. How long that lasts depends upon their disposition and their desire for how long it's going to last, and that's an individual call. But I think that if people start on the right footing, you have a lot better chance of having a partner throughout your life. And I don't discount that at all as being a viable possibility. I don't think Hollywood is, Hollywood, if anything, would be representing what exists nowadays in their own take on it. So they're probably reinterpreting the culture as we know it today. And let's face it, it's in flux. I mean, everything, there are no more rules. The few rules that are going on, people are very confused about. And the 2-day, don't call it for 2 days rules.
Tell them to come to me. I'm not confused. I know how to make a relationship work.
I used to feel very funny about this because I would look at the world and I would look at the pace that women were moving in. And my choice was always to wait until I knew that there was a loving relationship underneath me. And it may sound so old school, but I never had problems when I knew the guy was already in love with me, and then I would add the physical.
That's smart.
It was always good to me in the past, and it just seems that asking people to do that nowadays may seem so antiquated, but I'll guarantee you, you just don't get the whiplash effect. It's very hard to do the other way around. You don't have a lot of stability. There is no safety net. And I don't think there's anything wrong with allowing a relationship to blossom because it just brings so much more to the table when you do get to that point.
Right. And I think there's also something really nice about a man being a gentleman and a woman being a lady.
I do too.
And having that type of dynamic in the beginning because it really sets a romantic, sexy tone that can last.
That is one model that I have to agree. Again, people consider many of the designs that I talk about for in relationships or that I've lived consider cutting edge or modern. And yet underneath all that's a foundation of true intimacy and communication. And I personally have to have that to be in a relationship. I have to create a relationship in order to feel comfortable.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so we talked about the male rules, and you wanted to know why men wait. And no one called to tell us.
Guys, now they're waiting 2 days. Okay, we get it. We'll get a call in 2 days.
Exactly, like 2 days later. We won't be here, though.
Oh, okay.
So we talked about that, and we also both agreed that there's something really nice about a man being chivalrous, and that if men are going to follow rules, they should follow the rules that make women the happiest.
Because you're going to bring out the woman in that. And I know your argument. Guys are going to say, but I was nice to this woman. I opened the door. I gave her flowers, and she treated me. She discarded me. That wasn't the right woman because only a queen can recognize a king. And that's how it works. Am I right?
That. A queen can recognize a king. Yeah, I always say that women should treat men like kings.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
men should treat women like queens.
Yeah, because you're going to get back what you send out.
And that is ultimately a happy relationship where everyone treats each other like gold. And that's what everyone wants.
Yeah.
I think if you want to be treated like gold, you have to treat the other person like gold. And we have another
I agree.
call. Hi, caller. How can we help you?
Hi. Don't you think that if you're really attracted to somebody that all the game playing really goes out the window? I think that if there's really a very strong attraction, that the game playing really isn't there. It's not a 2-day wait by the guy. It just happens.
When you said game playing, so you said, okay, so the question is that when there's a really strong attraction, the game playing goes out the window. When you say game playing, you're talking about waiting 2 days when you really don't want to. What else? What would be some other games examples that you're talking about?
Oh, I don't know. I think when there's a mutual attraction, it just happens. I think sex on the second date or the third date is not important. I think it's just there. I just think there's a connection.
The chemistry.
And when things happen, they happen over time at the right time.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much for calling. Okay. So the question was, when there's a really strong attraction, well, it wasn't really a question. I guess it was more of a sharing a thought. When there's a really strong attraction, that the games go out the window and that things happen naturally. Well, what do you think, Susan?
Here again, I think I kind of believe in duality. That is true also. I spent a lot of time in Spain. And when somebody's attracted to somebody, they get together with them. And there is no shame, guilt, or counting days. However, what we don't have here, when you get together with somebody, you're kind of boyfriend, girlfriend. And it would be completely inappropriate then to go sleep with somebody else. So because that goes along with it, it's kind of a different dynamic. As far as the caller, whatever works for this woman is what she should do. That is your truth.
Right.
And that is your vibe, and things can happen very quickly, feel very natural, and it can be a splendid connection. And if you mean game by acting like a lady or waiting so many days, that's not the game. We're talking about authenticity, right? In all of our decisions, that's it.
Definitely. Although I do think that when there's a strong chemistry, I think that's great. And that's a relationship that's worth investing energy in. But I think that there is a beauty in letting a relationship marinate and letting a relationship develop over time and not jumping in. Because what happens is when you jump into a relationship before you really know the person, well, you know what? All their good is there, but maybe some of their not so good qualities are there. And you don't have the time, you haven't spent the time to work little things out, so that you kind of thrown in, and then when the problems happen, you don't have the skills to know how to deal with them. So I think it's whatever works.
Yeah.
Whatever works for you is what you should do. But I also think that there is a beauty in maybe going out once a week in the beginning, and then twice a week, and then 3 times a week, and really building up the relationship like that.
And it also depends on what you want. If you're looking for a relationship, that may be different than looking for somebody that you just enjoy being with in some other format.
Right, exactly. So we only have about a minute left, but I want to invite you to, if you have any dating questions, to reach out to me. I offer one-on-one coaching. I offer emergency dating advice. I offer flirting parties, where I take a group of people out and help them flirt. I offer one-on-one flirt training. I offer a lot of different services. So if you want help dating, go to my website, tracysteinberg.com. Also, Susan Winter, the awesome Susan Winter.
Thank you, doll.
You can go to susanwinter.net. And what will they learn about there?
Oh, you'll get all the information on older women, younger men, and also love principles.
All right, that's great. Well, we talked about a lot of great things. We have a caller, although unfortunately we are running out of time. But thank you so much for watching.
Thank
Susan,
you. Thank you,
were
Tracy.
amazing.
You too. I'm going to start flirting.
Callers, you better go.
I'm going to start looking them in the eye.
Thank you so much for calling.